Okay, this is Jorge Rivera with FirstCoast.tv. I find myself with
Beth, Sweeny,
and Nicole, Cubbedge.
Okay, and you both work at?
The St. Johns County School District.
Oh.
I do governmental relations.
Mm-hmm.
And I do planning.
All right. Now we're here with these two young ladies because the election is coming up and there's only one issue. It's a referendum and there's only one question. Whether people are going for that half-cent tax or not. And it's to benefit the school board. And tell me, what are the benefits for us if we do go with the half-cent tax?
Well, if the half-cent sales tax is approved by the voters, then it will be split into 4 major categories. One of those is new construction to deal with the large numbers of student growth that we have had in St. Johns County. We will also spend some of it on major maintenance and repair, renovation. The third category is technology, and the fourth category is school safety.
If they approve it, how soon would we see these improvements in our schools?
We'd be able to begin collecting the funds on January 1st of 2016. And then, I guess, Nicole, I can turn it over to you on when we would start breaking ground, hopefully, on a school.
Well, as the sales tax will come in incrementally, you probably won't see an actual school construction right away, but we will hope to start to do some of the smaller improvements sooner, and we will start to accumulate those funds to be able to actually start the school construction projects that we have on our list.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll just add that, you know, the half penny is expected to generate about $13 million a year. So just to put that into perspective, and when Nicole talks about those funds coming in incrementally, it costs about $20 million for a new elementary school up to about $26 million for a K-8 school. And so that's when she talks about having to accumulate those funds, that's just to put it in perspective.
Right. We know that the population in St. Johns County has doubled, and so there is a need.
Yes, the school district has grown in the last 10 years by almost 11,000 students. That's about 45% increase, and we're projecting to grow by another 15,000 students in the next 10 years. And so between 2005 and 2025, we'll have doubled our student population up to 50,000 students.
Wow. Anything else you'd like to add? Now, people might ask the question, is this money going out of the county?
No, all of the money stays in St. Johns County. None of it is used to support the state government or the federal government. It will all be specifically spent on the 4 categories that we talked about. There's also a Citizens Oversight Committee, which is an integral part of this referendum, which allows us to have oversight locally over the money and to make sure that the school district spends it the way we originally planned to do so.
Right, and those will be community members that'll be appointed should it pass. That will oversee the expenditure of the funds. I think it's also important to note too that the half penny is limited to the first $5,000 of a large purchase. So should you buy a car or a boat or some larger item, the most additional you would pay would be $25. And additionally, around anywhere between 25 to 40% of the sales tax is expected to be paid for by out-of-county visitors. So in a high tourism area like St. Johns County, specifically St. Augustine and the outlet malls, we predict closer to the 30 to 40% of it will be paid for by out-of-county visitors.
Yeah, and that's great information to know, because people like to generalize, and here we have the details that it's not going to probably hurt you as much as you think it might.
And we have, we encourage people to visit our website, the school district website, stjohns.k12.fl.us. On the homepage, there's a link you can visit our sales tax referendum area, and that has a whole plethora of information. You can find some frequently asked questions, a chart about how much you'd expect for you to pay, how much it'll impact your wallet. You can also find a video with our superintendent and the project list that Nicole mentioned with the categories of how the money will be distributed. There's some detail there with specific areas where new schools will be built, what kind of technology we'll spend the money on. And so we welcome community feedback on that list. There's a link on the list that you can click and send an email to all of our school board members and administrators to provide us some feedback on that project list. So we welcome that as well from the community.
Great. Educate the voter. Definitely. Question. on the dark side of the force, what happens if the half cent does not pass?
Actually, what happens if the half cent doesn't pass is really more of what you're experiencing now in St. Johns County. We currently have 6,360 students in relocatables across the district. So if you were to gather all of them up, that's the equivalent of about 9 elementary schools. So you would see that trend continue. We would be forced to add more relocatables to address the student population growth. We would also be forced to fill every single seat that we do have available, which would mean continued redistricting and reassigning students to new schools so that we can fill every seat. And those are painful choices and changes for students. But if we have no available money to build new schools, those are the things that we would have to do. So really, St. Johns County is feeling the pain of the growth pressure, but it will just continue to get more, it will press down farther. It will continue to get more intense as we continue on if we can't fund new schools.
All right, and that's good. I thank you. Thank you very much to educate us and put it in a nutshell so that we can get right to the heart of the issue. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.